If you have one of these wake towers and you have this type of light, let me show you the light. It looks way more involved than it is because most of it is just an aluminum pipe. That's it. But if you have a light that looks like that, this is the replacement. That's all it is. That's all there is to it. And it wires up with 2 wires, but you need a screwdriver to get it apart. So first thing is just twist this and it'll come out. There's 2 screws. Take these 2 screws out. I need both hands. I'm going to do that and then we'll look and see what's inside. These screws come out pretty easily. Just try to put them in a place where they will not fall in the water. And then you lift this out and you can see they welded in a little bracket here, and then you've got these 2 oh, look at that. They gave you plenty on one, but hardly any. So this connection looks very good. What I'm going to do is probably cut these right here so I have way more slack, and then we'll wire in the new one. Okie doke. Once you got this off, snip the wires to the right length. This is the new one. And we're just going to strip back about 1/4 inch right there. Right there. Easy. Give it a twist. We're using blue heat shrink butt connectors. It's actually exactly what the manufacturer used. Right size for the gauge. If you have one of these tools, makes it very handy to crimp it. Do the other one. Okay. So I'm leaving this one because they didn't give me enough slack and I cut them both to the right size. This is a little long right here, so what I do is twist it and then snip it. I'll show you in a minute. That's twisted and it's not focusing. There we go. That is snipped. So why would you want to do that? Well, you end up with just clumps of clippings rather than a bunch of little wires that are going to make rust stains all over the place. That's why you do that. And it works. Before I heat shrink these, I want to make sure it works. Make sure there's not some other problem. But that was the problem. This one is no good. This is a 2018, so that's how long they last. All right, let's heat shrink with a heat gun. Here's why I like that Milwaukee heat gun. It is almost impossible to melt the insulation on the wire. It takes a little longer to melt the butt connector, but it's worth it because I've melted too many of these. Anyway, we're just gonna shove this back down in there. You have to offset it because 2 of them won't fit in there at the same time. Put the screws back in. I'll show you the screws here in a second. But you know, basically this rubber thing goes down, this goes down, screws go in, and the thing twists on. It's 360 degrees, so there's really no front back, it doesn't matter. Screws are back in. It did take a little bit of wiggling to get this rubber gasket in evenly on both sides. And then I didn't tighten these very tight. This is plastic. That's aluminum. Also, stainless steel screws going into aluminum. I didn't do it, but you may want to put a little anti-seize on there. It'll never hurt. But I didn't tighten it down very tight, just snug because it's plastic and heats up, it's gonna crack. So there's no need to make them tight, and they weren't tight, and they've been in there since 2018 without moving. So this just goes right down in like that and locks on, and that's it. Back in business.